I just have such a thing for fairness. And when I first started here, it was mainly the food, clothing, shelter, mentoring, things like that. And then there is a fair amount of things happening, you know, activities happening in the area. And I was very quick that I learned that the people that were going to courts were not being represented or not represented properly and didn't have the right documents and weren't sure exactly what it was that they were arrested for. And so then what I did was I started going with them. So if they had a court date, I was able to ask my own questions. And I was able to get exactly what happened, what this, you know, what was going to happen in the trial, so that they would understand what the procedure was. Mm-hmm. It's very, very intimidating for anybody to walk into a courtroom and seeing this large atmosphere, and that they don't feel like they're really, really able to express themselves. And they don't often get a chance to express themselves. Sometimes that's good or bad, but I was with them to support them. That was what I initially started doing.
Do you have a background in social justice?
No. I do have a background in fairness. I have a background in medicine, and so it's a lot easier for me to start from the standpoint of a diagnosis rather than I've got something that begins with a C, or if they don't know it or they're so frightened that they're afraid to go to the doctors, I definitely will. And again, to make sure that they're treated properly in the healthcare field. Mm-hmm. My sister, who is probably the best, she just does for everyone. She called me up on and there was no intention of me ever coming here. There was no intention of me, I don't think, volunteering. I thought I was going to go back, you know, retired and maybe get another degree at the University of Windsor, something like that, you know, or travel or do all those kinds of things. But she called me up on a Thursday, I believe it was, and she said, I want you to start cooking. There's going to be a reception at my house tomorrow because someone has died. And I said, like the day before, you're telling me to come and get some food ready for a funeral, and I don't even know who died. And it ended up that it was a friend of a friend of a friend whose mother was a street person. And my sister knew that she had a son, and she said, we cannot not have a funeral for her. Well, wouldn't you know it, the pastor of that ceremony, and the person was buried certainly in a potter's field, and was Pastor Kevin, who was the main pastor here. And I was standing at the gravesite, and I whispered to my sister, this is what I want. He talked about this woman like she was a movie star, like she was the most important person in the world. And I thought, holy smokes. So we went to the reception at my sister's house after, and he was there. And I said, listen, pal, when I retire, I'm going to be knocking on your doorstep. And that's what happened. Here I am, and I'm just starting in my 6th year here. So lots of things have changed. There has been a tremendous, tremendous excitement in the things that we've been able to do and the things that we have available to us now in the courts. The judges are probably so fair, every single judge, but they can only be fair based on the knowledge that they have of the people that they are presented with. And if they don't know the stories, if they don't know a little bit about the person, how can they make a real good judgment on that person? So, but I think that's it. That's it. That's how I got here. This is just a great place. Lots of things happen here. It's a really good place to be.